Others are so much better.
Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Could you please make sure you keep your phones and your videos on mute as we are recording? And we don't want to interfere with the recording, but also interfere with the
Oh,
treatment of the call. So I'm going to ask you to remain on mute until we get to the point where we are doing the testimonies. Thank you very much. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's call. My name is Derek Hawkins. I am your host this evening. We are launching the business for Mr. Michael Huggins out of the North Carolina area. So all of you who are guests of Michael Huggins, well, we welcome you for joining us this evening. Those of you who are invited by other people at some point during this presentation, please take a moment to type in the chat your name and the name of the person who invited you. There are a few people who are only identified by iPhone or Zoom. We don't have a name. So if you don't mind, at some point during the call, if you don't see a name in the participants list, please make sure that you include your name and just say who invited you so we can so that the person who invited you knows that you're here. You are in for a treat. We're going to be sharing with you some technology that is life-changing. Many of you, if you read the invitation, it basically said that there's an opportunity to allow us to improve our lives. So you're going to hear about a company's called LifeWave, but you're going to hear more important about a technology called X39. It is a simple stem cell patch, again, it's about the size of a quarter, but it is truly life-changing. We're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about your wealth. And when I talk about wealth, we're actually talking about your health, your physical health. Because think about it. If you had a choice to have $1 million, but you're on medications, you're in pain, you're having surgeries, you can't spend time with your loved ones, you're constantly not feeling well, you're tired, you don't have any energy, all these things that you have, but you had $1 million, would that be a good situation, or would you rather, just be healthy? But what if you had a chance to do both? What if you had a chance to have both your physical health, which is really your first wealth because there is no wealth without your health, and secondly, financial health as well. We're going to talk about both. We're on a mission to eradicate bad health and bad debt in our communities, and we have a solution. So I want you to sit tight, take some notes, be prepared to jot down some serious notes because the information that you're going to hear, if you haven't heard about this company X39, you've never heard it before. We're going to talk about things that scientists, doctors, scientists, you name it, didn't think was possible. But you're going to hear about something today that not only is it possible, it's within your reach. So let's get right into why you were invited here today. We're going to be talking about a company called LifeWave. And before I get started, I'm going to show a short video. This video is only about 90 seconds. But this video is going to really sum up what I'm going to talk about for the next 30 minutes after that. So again, just listen to this video, listen very intently and carefully about what you hear, because some of you are not going to believe what you hear, and many of you are not going to believe what you see. But afterwards, I'm going to come on the other side of the video. I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to tell you why you invited here, why you should be excited as anyone else, and the people that invited you. So sit tight. I'm going to play this short video. It's going to take about 2 or 3 seconds before it starts because sometimes these YouTube videos they have to play an ad first. So for the first 5 or 10 seconds, ignore the ad and focus on what's going to follow. I'll see you in 90 seconds.
Plymouth Rock, I never wonder if I'm covered for home and auto.
More savings, more coverage, more than just
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisaninfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself and, even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I put up towards the end, but again, that video again was power packed to share information with you. It talked about a technology that is life changing, and again, it's not smoke and mirrors. It's actually factual, and this is what we're going to be talking about this evening. This is a patch. It's X39. It's about the size of a quarter, maybe a half a dollar. It has an adhesive on one side, but inside there's some ingredients that are natural, salt crystals and organic plant-based ingredients and amino acids. Now, the serious thing about these patches is what it does. And I have a question for you. If you are a guest on this call for the first time this evening, we're going to ask you this question, and the person who invited you probably asked you this question: have you been patched yet? If you have not been patched yet, by the time I'm finished with this call, the first thing you want to do is get back to the person who invited you and say, listen, how can I get my hands on those patches? And then you're going to find out by the time I'm finished why that is going to be so. Now, these patches, actually what it does, it actually elevates, activates, and regenerate your stem cells. Now, many of you have heard about stem cells. Maybe you've heard about stem cell injections. Stem cell injections are first and foremost costly. They generally give you an injection in your knee or your elbow or some joint. It could be, there was a nurse the other day who talked about her stem cell injections cost $24,000. She had to get 4 of them in 1 year. Think about that, $24,000 for 4 injections in 1 year. There's no guarantee that it will work. And there's no money back guarantee if it doesn't work. Some people actually have to go out of the country to get it because in some cases it's illegal. And the bottom line is it's only temporary. So imagine having that. It's not covered by any health account insurance. So imagine that being your option in terms of healing yourself. Well, we have a better solution to that. And I'm going to get right into that. Now, why is it important that you have active stem cells? Because by the time you turn 30, half your stem cells are inactive. By the time you turn 60, nearly all of your stem cells are inactive. If you don't believe that, think about yourself. I remember as a kid when I broke my arm, I can remember being in a cast. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 weeks, but I can literally remember after breaking my arm, I was out of the cast and I was back out playing just as if nothing happened. If I got a bruise or a scratch, um, the scratches, bruises, they all went away when I was younger. As I got older, I played basketball at a high level into my 60s, and I would get injured. It would take longer to heal. In some cases, it wouldn't heal. And same thing would happen with most of us. So again, by the time you turn 60, nearly all your stem cells are inactive. Why is that important? Because stem cells are these tissues and organs in our bodies. They are the body's intended repair system. No, it says intended. I mean, God has given us a body to heal itself. We just never knew how. But you're going to find out how that happened today. Now, the less active stem cells we have, the slower we heal, and the faster we feel effects of aging. That is why we see so many people, so many of our friends now, you notice they have a walker, they have a cane, they're in a wheelchair. A lot of my friends look really cool as they get older because they walk with a certain limp, and they're not trying to be cool. It's just they have to overcompensate for injuries. I have a lot of friends that have knee replacement, hip replacement. One of my friends, we refer to him as the bionic man because he's had so many replacements. We don't know how many original parts he have left. But the bottom line is we see people at a younger age suffering from things that we used to only see associated with with aging. Younger people getting diabetes, going dialysis, getting sick, having cancer, all kind of problems. We didn't used to see that, but more and more that's happening because we are under attack by land, air, and sea. That means the water is not the same, the quality of the land, the food that we eat is not the same. Over farming takes out the minerals, and not to mention the smoke in the air from Canada and these fires. We are being attacked on all fronts, but we also have to deal with stress. Many of us have a job, we go to work, sometimes spending maybe an hour, 2 hours to get to work, going to a job to work for somebody who's not that you're more qualified than the person you work for. Again, you may not even like them and get along with them. You have to spend most of your life. You think about how much time you spend at work. In some cases, you spend more time with the people you work with than your own family members. And again, we have to deal with that on a regular basis. And then think about it, most people work just hard enough so they don't get fired. And most companies just pay you just enough so you don't quit. Now, millions of people are experiencing the effects of aging. Again, that is something that we all have to do. Whether you like it or not, we all have to leave this place one time. But wouldn't you like to leave in comfort? Would you like to have the rest of your life to be comfortable and reverse aging? You have that opportunity today. Now, how does X39 work? It is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Proprietary simply means there's a patent. And the fact that it's a patent means it's exclusive. You can only get it from someone from this company called Lifeway. Now, the great thing about a patent is you cannot get a patent for something if it does not work. Let me say that again. You cannot get a patent for something if it does not do what it says it does. Again, it's a patented, it's nanocrystal. Nano simply means small. As I say, crystals are basically salt, sugars, or amino acids and plant-based ingredients. It's a technology. It's not a medication. So we are not FDA approved, but we are FDA regulated. And we actually signed up and let them know that this is what we're doing, because we don't have to be approved, because we are not a drug or chemical. We are a technology. Okay. It's non-transdermal, which means it does not penetrate the skin. It reflects light to activate something in the body called a copper peptide. In fact, the copper peptide we're talking about is called a GHK2. And again, if you look it up, you'll find out how powerful that is. It was discovered back in 1973 by another scientist. His name is Laurent Picard. He discovered the fact that if you can figure out a way to activate your copper peptides, it will wake up your dormant stem cells. Well, guess what? He spent his lifetime doing that, but guess what? I'm going to talk about the scientist. You heard about him in the video, who actually spent time and actually figured out how to activate your copper peptides. Now, what it does, this patch, what it does, it reflects light to activate that copper peptide. Again, once your peptides are woke, it wakes up your dormant stem cells. And once your stem cells are active and working in the body, guess what? It goes and starts to heal and seek and take care of the body, because that's what it's designed to do. There are no drugs or chemicals in this patch. I love that fact, because we have to deal with the pharmaceutical cartels, as I call them. Because if you think about it, most of these drugs that we're recommended to take, a lot of them are long-term, a lot of them have side effects. And I don't know about you, but what the big print giveth on those commercials, the small print taketh away. You'll see a nice commercial. The colors are bright. Everybody looks happy and gay in these commercials, and they tell you about all the benefits of this drug that you're gonna take. But then, if you look at the fine print, it takes away all that joy. It says things like a side effect could be cancer, stroke, heart attack, even death, loss of limb. I don't know about you, but those side effects don't sound too well to me. Why don't they have them in the big print? Is a reason for that, because they already know that they're not here to treat. Now, I have a lot of respect for doctors, but doctors, again, spend most of their training learning how to treat, not how to prevent. That is why you go to a doctor, they give you a diagnosis, and the first thing they want to do is give you some kind of medication. They give you a prescription. Sometimes they give you a prescription, and many of you experience this. Yeah, your prescription doesn't work. And you go back to the doctor, say, listen, doctor, that prescription you gave me, it makes me feel worse. It's not doing what it was designed to do. He said, okay, let's try something else. Now, why they say try? Because again, I have a lot of respect for doctors, but they didn't design these chemicals and these drugs and all the things, the prescription that we get. They just prescribe them. So sometimes they didn't even know what they're going to do, so they trying it. That's why I think they call it a medical practice. But guess who are the guinea pigs? You and I. Again, I have a lot of respect for doctors. They're great for identifying what you need, but again, there's sometimes something they don't even know. There's no drugs or chemicals in the patches. It's 100% non-invasive. Now, LifeWave patches and products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. What this patch does is simply helps our body heal itself. Let me tell you how that works. Some of you know, may have heard that we get vitamin D from the sun, but that's not how we get vitamin D. When you go out to the sun, what happens is certain wavelengths of light, particularly infrared light, when it hits our body, it wakes up the vitamin D that's already in us. God has already given us this thing to heal itself. All we need to do is go out to the sun. Sun and light represents life. That is why plants always grow towards the sun. That is why if you put it in a dark room and never gave it light, guess what? It wouldn't survive. We are light beings. We also depend on the light for our survival. We need the light. Again, so that's the bottom line, and that's how it works. Now, here's this, the inventor. Again, you heard in the video, over 200 patents. He's a scientist and the inventor and the owner of the company. He specializes in age-reversing technologies. In 2008, David Smith focused his attention on stem cell research because that was the buzz. Everybody was talking about it. And again, a lot of challenges with stem cells, because if you get stem cell injection, you're basically injecting a foreign body into your body from somewhere else. A lot of times, if there's a problem with the stem cell you're getting, guess what? You're going to have that problem. There has to be compatibility. It's no different than somebody getting a transfusion of a heart or another body part, where it has to match. It has to be just right. Everything has to be line up just right for it to even work. But you're taking a lot of chances. Like I said, there's no guarantee stem cell injections work. Again, you have to come back 6 months, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. You have some people have to leave the country to get it done. Again, now recently David spent about 10 years and $4.5 million of his own money to bring this to market. So imagine, I talked about Lauren Picard. Lauren Picard spent his life trying to find a cure for cancer. He did not find a cure for cancer, but he is the one who discovered the copper peptide. And he said, if you can figure out how to activate, to wake up the copper peptide, you will wake up those dormant stem cells. Well, guess what? David Smith did it. In 10 years and $4.5 million, he created X39. The reason we call X39 because there were 38 trials to get it to this point where it actually does what it says it does. So again, let's talk about this patch and why it's important for you to get one. It's a patented technology. And again, here's just something, if you want to look up our patents, I'll give you a site where you can get the information. This is a wearable phototherapy apparatus that produces beneficial effects to the human body, such as activation of stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief via non-transdermal container. Again, this non-transdermal apparatus reflects or emits specific wavelengths of light to elevate levels of the copper peptide GHKCU in the body. Okay, and that's in the patent. Now let's talk about how to wear the patch, where you get the patch, all the other benefits of the patch. These are some of the benefits of the patch. Increased strength, reduce inflammation, energy and vitality. Who wouldn't want more energy and vitality as you age? Increase your stamina. Some of the men and women get excited about that part. You can use your own imagination, but increasing the stamina. Your mental clarity. I'm going to share with you a brain scan of a 77-year-old woman who was a physical instructor, had migraine headaches for years. She tried everything. She tried therapy. She tried pins and needles, medications, all kind of things. And I'm going to show you how this patch did the job. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions. So all of my friends who have been getting knee surgeries, knee replacements, hip replacements, some of them have been able to avoid getting surgery because of this patch. Improvement in your sleep. Now that's important because if you have a better quality of sleep, guess what? You're going to heal better, because it is well known that when our body's in a rest state, it heals itself. So if you're not getting good quality sleep, guess what? You're not as healthy as you could be. Well, this patch does that for you and improves in your skin and appearance. You're going to see that. You're going to see people that have look a lot younger than they are. Wrinkles start going away, skin starts tightening, your bones and your joints start getting strengthened. Anything that happens in the body, you're going to see the benefits of this Earth 39 patch. Now let's talk about this brain scan of the 77-year-old woman. You can see the far left, you see the reddish orange here. That represents inflammation in the brain, lack of brain coherence. So she came to get this study done. She put the patch on the back of her neck, and she wore it for 3 weeks. She wore it for 6 weeks altogether. Well, look what happened after the 3-week session. She came back for another exam, and no more inflammation, improved brain coherence. So look what happened in 6 weeks. Complete turnaround, better brain coherence again, and that is as a result of wearing the patch. Again, if this is happening to your brain, remember that we have stem cells throughout our body. In fact, we have certain stem cells that can be transition, that could be become any other stem cell in the body. So if you have a lack of stem cells in your heart, guess what? There's a stem cell that can be created that create another stem cell for your heart. So what you're looking at, even though it represents the brain, it still represents your stem cells. So this could be happening in your heart, your liver, your blood, your bones, your hair, your nails, your skin. All of these things happen throughout your body. So what you're looking at is physical proof that the patch does what it says it does. The benefits and long-term results of the patch: within the first few days, 4,000 of your genes begin to reset. This is very significant because there have been studies done, particularly about the benefits of drinking red wine, because there's an ingredient in red wine called resveratrol. And resveratrol is basically the extract of a grapeseed. But again, if you drink, I'm not sure the amount, maybe a glass of red wine, they say you can reset 2 of your genes. So you would have to drink about 2,000 glasses of red wine to get the same benefits of wearing a patch. Now, I don't know about you, but if you drank that much wine, you wouldn't be able to put the patch on because you'd be too inebriated and know where to put it. So let's talk about the other benefit. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. I just showed you physical proof of what happens in the brain. So at the very least, you should be looking at wearing this patch for no less than 6 weeks if you're serious about improving your health. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Now that's important because as an athlete, for me, I know the importance of having a good cushion in my joints. And the collagen is not just for the joints, it's not just for the skin and hair and nails, it's for the entire body. Your organs rely on your collagen to keep things together. It's like the glue to your body. So imagine having your collagen improve itself without having to take injections or supplements, or there's so many things on the market that has collagen in it, but your body can reactivate the collagen that's already in the body. Wouldn't that be better? Within 6 months, your heart reverses in age by approximately 8 years. When I say reverses in age by 8 years, you have 2 ages. You have your physical age. If you're 50 years old, I mean, you have 50 trips around the sun. Your physical age is 50, but you can have the body of somebody in their 40s because your vascular age is a measurement of how healthy you are with your blood flow, your energy, your all the things that they measure. So many measurement takes. So when I say your vascular age, that's the age of your heart. But you can have the opposite too. You can be 50 years old, but you can have the heart of somebody in their 60s to 70s. Maybe you ate a lot of the wrong foods. You didn't exercise. You had a lot of stress at work. All these things that add to it. Now your body, you have the heart of somebody a lot older because of how you treated yourself. So again, imagine being able to be healthier. It's not anti-aging, it's age reversing, and that's a quote by David Smith, the inventor of LifeWave. Now, how do you wear the patch? Very simply, you wear the patch for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. Recommend put it on, for example, you put it on in the morning. You notice in the diagram, you see on the left, somebody's wearing it just below the belly button, and somebody on the right is wearing it just behind the neck where the vertebrae meets the neck and the head and shoulder. And that's because when they did the clinical studies, you have to be consistent with where you take the information. But you can wear the patch anywhere, as one of my partners says, pay, peel, and patch. But you put it anywhere, put it where it hurts. You wear the patch for 12 hours. So you put it on at 8 o'clock in the morning. You could take it off at 8 o'clock at night. Throw that patch away. Ladies, do not give your mate the used patch. Some people have actually taken the patch and put on their pets or using their plants because it still helps there as well. You put the new patch on and you repeat that. You can wear more than one patch at a time, but generally you only need one. You drink plenty of water, preferably alkaline water, water that has minerals in it, not water from the tap. Unfortunately, sometimes the water is not really good for you. Every once in a while, when I'm in my kitchen at late at night and I turn on the faucet, I smell a hint of bleach. I guess that's when they're doing the cleansing and they figure people aren't up late. So that's when they clean the water. So again, get good water, any kind of water that helps, even coconut water, but drink plenty of water because if you drink more water, you would actually be healthier even without the patch because water represents flow, movement, and your body needs to have things moved around. It can't be stagnant. If things are stagnant, that's when things go wrong. So if you drink enough water, it's going to help you in 2 ways. It's going to give you flow, but wearing a patch is going to also help you move those stem cells around so they can get to the areas that are needed most. All right. Now, sounds sophisticated, but yet simple to explain. The way this patch works, many of you've seen how night vision goggles work. With night vision goggles, you can literally be out at night. You can see someone across the field, maybe a mile away. You can see somebody walking around. You can see animals, and they can use it to find people that are lost in the woods. But you can see people because we are heat, we are light, we are energy, we are light beings. So when we walk around, light is constantly leaving our bodies. Heat is when you feel heat, that's light that you feel from your body. And what this patch does when you wear the patch, it reflects the light just like a mirror back inward to the body at a certain frequency. And when it does that, guess what? It wakes up your copper peptides, your GHKCU copper peptide, which is the holy grail of copper peptides. And once that happens, guess what? It reactivates those dormant stem cells. When your dormant stem cells wake up, start stretching, they say, okay, let's go to work. Let's go throughout the body and see what it needs to be repaired. And again, it's all work. Sounds so sophisticated, but it's that simple. Just like we get vitamin D from the sun, This actually is the way that we get our stem cells reactivated using this simple technology, this simple patch. Okay. It absolutely works. So we're going to take a break from the presentation because I want to share some testimonies, particularly those of you who are guests of our good friend, Mr. Michael Huggins. Mr. Michael Huggins, if you don't mind coming off mute, and if you can share your testimony with our guests so that they know how you are benefiting from the patch. Mr. Michael Huggins, let me see if I can find you. I know I saw you in the chat earlier. There you go. All right. Mr. Huggins, can you go ahead and share your testimony with us? You having trouble unmuting, I guess? Try this again. All right, for some reason, it looked like Michael Huggins is having a challenge with his coming off mute. One more time. All right, Mike, for some reason you're not coming through, so guess what? We always have a plan B in the backup. So I'm going to go back to the slides. I'm going to actually play for you a testimony. In fact, I'm going to play more than one testimony because I got a testimony from, guess who? My mother. All right, my mother, she's 84. And she has a nurse comes in every 6 months, and she comes in, and what she does is she gives an evaluation. She gives an exam. My mother was excited. She called me and she left me a message. And let me see if I can play that message for you. But also have some others as well. Give me 1 second.
I'll be ready, Derek, when you need me. Sorry.
Right. Go ahead, Mike. In fact, you go ahead, Mike, and I'll come back.
Okay. Thank you, Derek, for allowing me to give my testimony this evening. Derek Hawkins called me about 2 years ago, telling me about this new this new patch that he had started wearing, and at that time, I was suffering from glaucoma, and I'm legally blind now, and glaucoma had stolen about 90% of my vision. So after I got the patches, I wore the patches for the first 2 months. I wore 2 patches a day, each on both of my temples. And I was looking for the one patch wonder, for something to happen immediately. It didn't happen like that, especially with glaucoma. But what did happen was on the first day that I wore the patch, I had 6 bowel movements. Not diarrhea, but straight poop, bowel movements. And after I started documenting what I started seeing that was going on. The next day, I woke up and I felt that I didn't have to use any medication for my allergies. I had been using Benadryl and Allegra as if I was eating Skittles because my allergies were that bad. Since then, I haven't used any medication at all for my allergies. Continuing throughout the week as I'm documenting, then I've had knee replacement in both knees, and with that, you still have a residual pains. I don't have any pains in my knees. I developed plantar fasciitis. I no longer have any plantar fasciitis. My left ankle, which was actually, I thought was just a sprain, and it kept swelling up. That ankle no longer swells up and there's no pain in there any longer. My lower back has no pain. My hip, I thought I needed hip replacement surgery. That pain has gone away. I choose to be bald these days. And nowadays, I used to have to shave every 3 days. Now I have to shave every day because the hair and nails grow back that much faster. I use, let's see what else. I was on high cholesterol medication for cholesterol since 1992. I did everything to try to shake that. Rode bicycles, ran around the park. I mean, played basketball well into my 50s, and I just couldn't shake it. After 6 months after starting with the X39 patch, I no longer take any medication for high cholesterol either. One thing I noticed is that the patch is smarter than we are. One thing that happened to me right before I started using the patches, I caught COVID for the first time. And as COVID goes into your body, it attacks the most vulnerable part of your body. And what it attacked was my eyesight again, and I lost a little bit more sight. Since then, the patches have allowed me to see colors better. It's allowed me to see shapes better. But so it's working, but it's working slowly. Um, so, and I tell folks, healing comes over time, not overnight. So give the patch enough time to work, and you'll see some results in your body. Mr. Hawkins, I give it back to you.
Thank you again, Mike Huggins, for sharing again that testimony. We really appreciate it. We know all the things that are happening with the body. And again, I'm going to go ahead and play some other testimonies because again, you need to hear. That is me and my mother on the left. She is now healthy, 84 years old. And so my sister. And again, she sent me this message, and I want you to hear from her.
Yeah, Derek. I was just letting you know that I had a visit from the visiting nurse, and she took all my vitals and checked me out and everything, and she said everything was fine. And she was so proud of my heart and my blood pressure and everything. She said, "Yeah, you're gonna live to be 100." I told her, "Yeah." She said, "I told her, yeah, I was taking these patches," and I showed her the patches that she gave me, the ones for the silent night and the ice wave. And she took pictures of it because she was saying she was going to check it out. So I said, okay. So she said, well, they're doing you some good. I said, they are. Because I said, you see how I am? Because she was talking about how good my heart was beating and my pressure was good. So I'm really feeling good about it because they seem to be doing pretty good. Okay.
All right, Mama. Just imagine getting that kind of message from your mother or loved one that, know that they're suffering and have other challenges. She's had so many operations and so many things happen to her in her life, not to mention having 9 children and a gazillion grandchildren and still living, still surviving, and living a healthy life. So I don't know about you, but what could be more important than giving the gift of health to a family member? Now, here are a couple other testimonies from some of our other partners. So just listen intently to these. And after that, I'm going to come back and share with you about not only the physical health, but your financial health.
Hi, I'm Kelly. And because of menopause, I used to have 3 intense hot flashes an hour. Now I only have maybe 3 light ones a day. I used to have really intense night sweats. Now I wake up dry, full of energy, alertness, clarity, and full of vigor. I love my wearable technology.
Ms. Gwen, I suffered from chronic sciatic nerve damage for 48 years. No relief. No matter what medication I took, I still was in chronic pain, back pain. After being introduced to this patch over 18 months ago, they put it on my back, and within 5 minutes, my pain left. And I have been pain-free and excited about life ever since.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey. Diabetes, congestive heart failure, stroke. I suffered all these issues in a matter of just over 14 years. The doctors prescribed a congestive heart failure to me, and I had a pacemaker defibrillator. They told me I wouldn't walk. They told me I couldn't talk again. I was able to learn this all over again. But fast forward, after wearing this patch, the diabetes is at a normal A1C level of 6.9. The congestive heart failure is now gone. The stroke, I no longer have the paralysis that I had before with the use of the left side of my body. I'm so excited. This patch absolutely works.
Hi, I'm Wendell, and I suffer from a condition called atrial fibrillation. And that condition causes me to have 3 major strokes. And the doctors, all of them told me I would live with that for the rest of my life. That wasn't a good quality of life at all. But something with this new technology, when I tried it, it began to work. And within 6 months, it had corrected my life. What I mean is this, my PCP and my cardiologist say they have they see no evidence of my AFib anymore. I can speak better, I can talk, and I was in the scooter after those strokes. Now I can walk better. You know, I'm doing things that I wasn't able to do. So now I have a better quality of life. Please do me a favor. Go tell everyone about it. Tell your family, your friends, everybody, because guess what? You deserve it, and we deserve better quality of life. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lauren. 2 surgeries, constant pain, hypothyroidism, and always exhausted. That was me as a college softball athlete. I began wearing this incredible patch. Now my hip and shoulder pain are gone, my energy's through the roof, and I don't even eat naps anymore.
Hi, my name is Janice. I have a son with autism. He's 27. He is, before wearing this incredible patch, he was not cooperative at home. He won't do any task. He's not focused. A lot of obsessive compulsive behavior, hours of obsessive compulsiveness. And after wearing the patch for 1 year, my son is able to focus better. Medications are working well. He is able to do tasks. He's mopping floors, doing dishes, doing laundry, and most of all, he is now calling me on the phone if he needs me. This patch works, especially with autism. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are just some of the hundreds, if not thousands, of testimonies that we have experienced. Many of us have ourselves. So again, you've heard about, you have enough information to know how you can have health freedom. Health freedom is the ability to be able to not live with the pain, not live with the medication, not have to maybe even avoid surgery. I mean, there's so many benefits of wearing a patch that can get. I'm going to talk about financial freedom. Again, what if you had an ability to share this patch with other people and the company rewarded you? Because think about it. How many of you have shared a nice restaurant, maybe a nice place to go shop? How about somewhere, a nice movie? You know, we've all done it, but none of those establishments send us a check or say, hey, thank you for referring that person. Thank you for sending them our way. We, as a result of it, we're more profitable, so we're going to share it with you. But guess what? That's what Lifeway does. Lifeway says, listen, we want you to use these patches. And all we do is we use the patches for ourselves. It's a benefit. It's more like an investment. You know, it's an investment in my health. So I use the patches. I share my mother, my brother. You know, I have a lot of family members that I share patches with. And as we have to be sharing with their patches, guess what? They share with other people. They're helping other people. And as a result, the company sends you a thank you. Say, well, thank you for sharing the patch with other people. As a thank you to you, we're going to send you a check. And as a result of that, we've had 30 people become millionaires in the last 3 years on our team. 30 people have become millionaires from simply sharing the patches, using the patches, and allowing other people to use the patches as well. So what if you had health freedom and financial freedom? Now you can have what I call time freedom, where you don't have to get up. You know, I sleep now until I'm finished sleeping. I don't use the alarm clock. What if you can go, you know, when you go to the restaurant now, how about reading from left to right and not from right to left? How about sleeve shopping? You don't have to go sleeve shopping anymore. When you go into the store and you see something you like until you look at the price on the sleeve and all of a sudden you don't like it anymore. But what if you had an ability to do all those things, traveling around the world, go hiking, maybe pay off your church has a building fund you want to pay off, maybe there's a family that you want to help out. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Well, I take care of my mother in her retirement as a result of my benefits. So you have an opportunity to do all these things. It's just a matter of you getting started, taking advantage of it. Now, once you put on your business hat, I'm going to go through this rapidly because you don't need a lot of time to explain how we get paid. It's very simple. When you share something good that's help other people, the company rewards you. The more people you share with, the more you earn. So if you like to talk and you're the kind of person that likes sharing things with other people, guess what? You can actually now turn that into wealth. So again, let's talk about how we get compensated. Again, it's not very complicated, but let me talk about the company and how it's grown. This is a 20-year-old company. In fact, they're in their 21st year. They're open in over 75 countries. And the reason that the company is having the success that they're having is because it's not a Me Too product. It's not a vitamin and weight loss, a skincare, or supplement. There's nothing wrong with those types of products. Some of them are quite good. However, you can get them from hundreds and thousands of other companies and places. So again, the profit margins and opportunity for explosive growth are limited. Now, the company, if you look at what happened in 2021, the company did $20 million in revenue. They actually averaged about $20 million for the first 20 years in business. But look what happened in 2022. $320 million. So it jumped from $20 million to $320 million. This all coincided when X39 was established around during the time of COVID. And again, so again, that's a lot. That means it's definitely working because again, this X39 took the company, a 20-year company, jumped to $320 million in 2022 to $430 million in 2023. Last year they did over $600 million, and they give 60% of all that back to the people who share with others. Wouldn't you like to be part of that group? Yeah, this is it. We're part of a team called This Is It Team. We're actually we're projected to do $1 billion this year. So that means anybody who gets started, you're going to be able to ride that wave. So if you're looking for an opportunity, you want to get on something that's growing, and this company is definitely growing. In fact, the company is actually ranked the #1 company in momentum by an organization, a media company called businessforhome.org. They evaluate 6,000 companies around the world, and they compare them for their growth, their company, their corporate leadership. Our company was ranked #1 2 years in a row because of the growth and success that we're having. That's phenomenal. So you want to be part of a winning team? But how about #1 out of 6,000 in the world for 2 years in a row for the #1 ranked in momentum? That's where we are. This is an event that we had. That's our team event. That's not a corporate event. That's our team. We're part of the This Is It team. After wearing the patch, that's one thing a lot of people say. They say, man, this is it. And that's became the name of our team. Our team, again, is responsible for creating over 30 millionaires in the 3 years that we've been part of LifeWave. What you see on the stage, that's David Schmidt on the far left. They got the DSN, Direct Selling Network's Global Bravo Awards. That's part of the corporate staff on the far right. This company is attracting some of the best and brightest stars in the industry, and you have an opportunity to be working with them as well. Now, what's most important to you? Is it family? Is it time? Is your security? And with all things that are happening in the world, the government shut down. I mean, there's a lot of people who are going to have challenges, until that changes. How about travel? How about better health? That's a given. You can get better health with this patch. How about less debt? We're on a crusade, as we always say, to eradicate bad health and bad debt, and we can do both in one place. And this is the place to do it. Now, to get started, it's very simple. To get started, you get what's called a bundle package. In a bundle package, we have 3 different packages. The first package is called a core pack, where you get a 90-day supply. At the minimum, I recommend you all start with a 90-day supply. Normally, if you get a sleeve is basically an envelope, which is 30 patches. There are 30 of these patches inside. So it's a 31-month supply. Normally costs $149.95 retail. But why pay retail when you get wholesale? And if you get one of these packs, guess what? You can get a discount. You can get 3 sleeves for $2.95. And again, those 3 sleeves again allows you to begin experiencing the benefits of X39. 3 months, that's around the time that you sort of the brain scan I did with the 77-year-old woman, what happened to her in those 6 weeks. So again, imagine what happens in 90 days. That's when the collagen starts kicking in and the other benefits. Now, if you want to get a bigger discount, and again, if you're somebody who wants to actually, you're a business-minded person, you're an entrepreneur, and you want to get up to a good start, you can get 6 sleeves for $535. So you get a bigger discount, but you also get an opportunity to share it with more people. So you can start your life with business opportunity with X39. But if you want to get our most popular pack, you can get a big discount. You get $2,000 worth of the patches for only $1,750. Again, that comes out to about $87.50 a piece. So we have people that are health alternative health coaches, salons, spas. They actually get the patches. Imagine they can sell it for $149.95. They get the profit, but they also can share it with others. But the bottom line is, if you want to build a business, you want to have inventory. You wouldn't start a food franchise and wait till people started coming in to place orders to start ordering the product yourself. You want to have it on hand because you're gonna have people get started. You can loan your partners a sleeve and a couple of sleeves until they get their own pack. You can give out more samples. You can help more people. The bottom line is you put yourself in a better position if you do that. There's a 30-day 100% money back guarantee on the pack. So again, you have 30 days to use it and see the benefits of it. And the benefit of getting the premium package, you don't have to have a monthly subscription for 90 days. Now, what's important to have a monthly subscription? The monthly subscription would allow you to keep and maintain what we call your volume and your points. Every time you share the patch with somebody, every time somebody purchases the patch, every time somebody gets one of these bundles and they share with other people, that starts to accumulate and it becomes what we call commissionable volume. And I'm going to share with that how that looks in terms of compensation. But the bottom line is you want to make sure you have at least one sleeve a month. Why? It's your health investment. Why wouldn't you want to have one sleeve a month at the minimum? That allows that commission to continue to increase in volume. Also, if you want to maximize the compensation, but I'm going to show you how you can make up to $25,000 per week and even beyond by having a 2-sleeve subscription. 2 sleeves, again, it's just not $199 a month. You have 1 sleeve for yourself. 1 sleeve, you can give out samples. You may need another one if you have a partner or significant other. I get 4 sleeves a month because I get 1 for myself. You heard my mother's testimony. Anytime she starts running lower patches, she makes sure if it's not delivered, she gives me a call and say, hey, the patches are late. I don't know what the delivery. She makes sure she has her patches. I have a brother in South Carolina who's had some physical challenges, and obviously I have one for my wife. So I get 4 sleeves a month without even thinking about it because it's an investment in my health. It's not a cost, it's an investment. If you think it's costly, imagine the cost of bad health. It's really a lot more costly. Now let's talk about how we get compensated. We have several ways we get paid. We have 4 in particular. I'm going to talk about 2 because 2 is going to blow you away. So if you get blown away with the 2 ways we get paid, could you imagine if there were more ways to get paid? The first way we get paid what's called a binary. A binary simply means 2. You have a left team and a right team. You know, 2 people that you love and care about. They're looking for an opportunity, sick and tired of being sick and sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you introduce them and share this with them. Guess what? You have to position yourself to become what's called a manager, because you have 2 people on the left and 2 people on the right. You can earn anywhere from $100 up to $25,000 per week in the binary. Remember I talked about commissionable volume? That means when you share the patch with somebody and you share with someone else and they share with somebody and they order the patches, that's volume accumulating like a bank where everything is growing. And it becomes a commission by you simply telling people. If you want to get paid more money, guess what? You tell more people. That's the first way we get compensated. The second way we get compensated is, again, and this is limited. It's limited to $25,000 per week. That's the most you can make in a binary, which is about $1.2 million a year. Not bad for a limited, wouldn't you say? Now, there's something called a matching bonus, which is unlimited income. The way this works is you share with anybody. Let's say your name is Amber, and you share and you get started and you share the opportunity with somebody named Anthony. Anthony's on Amber's first level, her first generation. Everything that Anthony does, she's going to earn a percentage of it. So if Anthony had a good week and he earned $1,000 this week, guess what? Amber's going to earn $250. She's going to earn 25% of what he earned. It's not going to come out of the 1,000 he earned. This is in addition to what he's earned. The company said, listen, because he shared with other people and you're going to help them, we want to incentivize you to make sure you help Anthony have success. Do you think Amber's going to help Anthony have success? Absolutely, because his success is her success. Now, obviously, Anthony knows people that Amber doesn't know. That creates a second generation. Amber's going to earn another 20% on the people on the second level, another 20% on the third. And there's no limit to the number of people you can share with. The bottom line is this, folks. You share the patches, you wear the patches, and you can earn income. It's that simple. The more you do it, the more you earn. And again, that's all you have to understand. Everything else we cover in our training, which we do on a regular basis. But I want to shift gears in a minute. I'm going to ask one of our partners to share with you the success that he's having and why you should take advantage of it. But if you want more information, you want to go to thisisitinfo.com. That is our informational site. You'll find testimonies on there. You'll find the case studies, anything that related to the patches are there. David Schmidt talks about how he developed the patches. Don't do a lazy Google search because that can take you anywhere. You can get very easily diverted from where you want to go. So save yourself some time, effort, and energy. Go to thisisitinfo.com. If you want to see how we build our business, go to thisisitteam.com. The webinars are listed there. We have webinars and presentations pretty much every day. We have training during the week. Everything you need is there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to plug in. And as my friend would say, you just have to be a good copycat and you could have success, but you have to copy the right cat. And we have all of the right cats. I'm going to ask one of our partners, I'm going to see if he's online. This gentleman is a financial wizard. 30 years in the finance industry. He's a hydration specialist. He also is been on radio, TV, a podcast. He's a guest speaker, and he's also a keynote speaker at a lot of conferences, particularly in the world of ministry. This gentleman again is none other than Dr. Anthony Stroman. Dr. Stroman, are you online with us this evening?
Hey, Mr. Hawkins, can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear, sir.
All right, thank you so much. As usual, Mr. Hawkins, outstanding job. I want to congratulate Mike. Excellent testimony, Mike. Congratulations, sir. And Hawkins, what a beautiful testimony. I love that testimony about your mom. Lord, that's beautiful, brother. So very quickly, family, a few things very, very quickly. Hawkins said it all, but I'll add this. These patches not only activate your stem cells, but it can also activate your bank account. I know with my travels, those two of the biggest concerns in the world, health and finances, and Mr. Hawkins elaborated on that. But one of the things, the goals that we have with LifeWave is to create what we call debt-free subdivisions and health-free subdivisions. I want you to think about that. You have the ability as a change agent to create debt-free subdivisions and health-free subdivisions. I read an article very quickly recently about economics, and it was saying that it takes, right now, the American dream is $5 million. Now, here's the good news. If you follow leaders like Mr. Hawkins and many others, we have a master plan for you that you can have what I call our retirement catch-up plan. If you get serious and focused, no matter what your economic situation is, in the next 2 years, you can have a retirement catch-up plan. And everybody's talking about the wealth transfer. We not only need the wealth transfer, we need the health transfer. So ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Back to you, Mr. Hawkins.
Wow, I always get something new when you come on, Dr. Stroman. I'm going to steal that one. The health transfer and the wealth transfer. We, like I said earlier, you want both. So again, thank you for sharing. Again, for those of you again who are a guest, make sure you put in the chat, if you haven't already done so, your name and who invited you. Again, we have some people who names are iPhone. I don't know if they're twins or not, but we have people that have Zoom or they have a phone number. So please put your name in the chat. Again, it's time to make your move, make a decision. We have a lot of things to help you. We have we have business building tools. We have an index card about the size of an index card, where on one side it talks about the benefits of the X39, and the other side it has the link and the QR code to go to the This Is It info site. So you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be the one explaining everything. You just have to be good to ask someone, what do you know about stem cells? Great. If they don't know much, send them the information. I want you to take a look at this site, and the information is there for you, including the video you show at the beginning of the presentation. Now, for the benefit of those who came after the video, I'm going to play it towards the end to close out. We also have in terms of building your business, you can build your business from your phone. We have an app that for business partners as well as customers that they can use to track your business. You can send out videos to tell how long people watched it. It's trainings on there. There's so much at your fingertips. So for those of you who like to work on the go, you can build your business mobilely. Again, if you go to the This Is It info site, go to the top of the screen, you're going to see a tab that says a menu. On the menu, you're going to see testimonies. It'll bring you to this page where you will see the testimonies by category: sleep, improved blood sugar levels, inflammation, hearing, skin issues, chronic fatigue, stroke, neuropathy. All of these things, there are testimonies, and there's thousands of them. This is just a few, and we add into them almost every day. Again, we have a big convention coming up for those of you who are brand partners and those of you who would like to become brand partners. We have a huge event in Anaheim, California. It's going to be October the 23rd to the 25th. There's still time to register at thisisitconvention.com. And even if you haven't registered, on the last day of the event, our team, the This Is It team, the team that you saw in that video where there was so many people in Florida, they're going to have a free event. So even if you haven't registered for the event, if you could come to Anaheim on that Sunday, there's going to be a training by the This Is the Team leader, including the 30 people who are the part of the Millionaire Club. Again, so I want to thank you for your time. Get back to the person that invited you. Let them know on a scale of 1 to 10 where you are. 1 simply means you're not interested in maybe doing a business, but you definitely want to get patched. And if you're somewhere in between, you're thinking about one or the other. But if you're a 10, you're the kind of person that said, listen, Derek, when you after you showed the video in the beginning, you didn't have to keep going. I was ready to go. So if you're at 10, let the person know where you stand. If you're somewhere in between, that means you have questions. Get your questions answered. And I will say this to you: if you see an opportunity for yourself, if you don't see the opportunity for yourself, don't let anybody talk you into it. But if you do see an opportunity for yourself, don't let anyone talk you out of it. This is your opportunity for something that you never have, because it's been said in life that in your lifetime you get a chance maybe once or twice to be in a position to have a life-altering opportunity. One or two, if you're lucky. My question to you as I close out is this your first opportunity or is this your last? In either case, you don't want to miss it. Have a good evening. Watch this. I'm going to close out with the video we started with, and I will see you all on the beaches of the world. As you can see, behind me is a green screen, but it's kind of put me in the mood to be on the beaches of the world, and I look forward to having you join us. Take care, have a good night, and God bless you all.
Plymouth Rock, I never wonder if I'm covered for home and auto.
More savings, more.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisaninfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom, because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself.
All right. Good night, everyone.